Hello. I am Anavultus, and welcome to yet another podcast with my friend. This is a part where you introduce yourself.
Yeah, I kind of noticed. I just was waiting for you to actually say my name and see if you can get it right, that's all. Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Mourad. As always. Welcome back to our podcast series. This is episode 3.
All right. So, great times. And some dank memes as well.
Ah, yes, the memeiest of times.
Yeah, so did you have any special topic for us to discuss today?
Actually, yeah. This is one of the topics that I kind of recently hear a lot about. Well, technically, they're kind of like most topics on YouTube. They've been here forever. But still, gotta get a little bit more convenience with it, I guess. The topic is art theft.
Art theft, all right.
Yeah.
So people stealing others' arts?
A little bit. You see, there are 3 types I've seen. There are good, there are bad, and then there are the entitled ones. 3 types of art theft.
All right.
So basically, the good ones are the ones that I use, which is basically kind of like art theft, but not at all. What it is inspirational art theft. Kind of like the same with YouTube topics and videos to make,
Yeah.
They're the kind of stuff that, you copy from literally every other YouTuber, as well as you pretty much do it the same way everyone else does it, but at the same time, it's in your own unique way, and it's not stealing, it's more like inspiration. You know what
inspiration.
I mean?
I understand what you mean, exactly.
Yeah, those are the good ones. The ones that, just like a quote I've actually seen and liked a lot in one of the recent videos I found out, they say a bad artist copies from one person. A good artist steals from everybody. That way you never know which art style he uses and which one is his own, unique way, because he steals from a lot of people, and stealing basically just means inspiration,
Yeah, and it's not just art. It's all of technology and philosophy, all of that we're building on the shoulders of our ancestors.
Yeah, that's actually the best way he described it. He said, just like every generation, the best way to do it, or the way that most people do it, is through their idols, Because a lot of people, especially with music, they always assume it's like they made this new hit, they did it all by themselves, they're completely unique. No, they just copied it from their inspiration and just did the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. However, I will say that we still need to make sure that we're not actually stealing something.
Yeah, basically, this is why I say when I say art theft, in the good way, I mean just the name sounds similar, but it's completely different version. Because the other 2 are what we usually call art theft. There's the bad art theft, which basically just means you steal someone's art, post it as your own, or flat out literally take 90% of the picture and just change the color and make it your own. And then there's the entitled one, which is basically just like every commission for an art piece ever, where people either feel they're entitled to free art, hate the fact that you have to pay $200 for the art, or literally just steal it,
Yeah. And now, since this is on YouTube, I'm going to say that there's also an important thing regarding YouTube on this, is the idea of transformative content and fair use, where you can use a piece of art, and if you're using it in a certain manner, or if you're changing it to make it new, then it's entirely different. And this is actually something I recently got in trouble with, because I made a cover of a song that was entirely in harpsichord, without using any of the original audio, but the Content ID system still picked it up, so I got 8 different copyright holders sending claims against me. But for now, I disputed their claim, saying that it's transformative, but I don't know if it'll hold up.
Yeah, that's actually a similar thing I encountered quite a lot. Not personally, but like for other people, and people like us with low subscriber counts that make a lot of cliched videos, as I like to say. And basically, they're inspirational videos, but they don't have a lot of creativity. They just copy what's hot nowadays. It's usually a problem with YouTube Heroes. You know what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
that's kind of where the
yeah.
most like percentage of the issues came from. Was giving literally anyone the ability to report you or just claim it as their own stuff, even though it's like all yours. Yeah, that's an issue I kind of gotten used to nowadays with a lot of collabs because 90% of the time off screen, I guess, that's what I'm doing, like trying to make new collabs, new friends, new podcast members. And then I usually just find a lot of them have the same exact issue where it's like usually they try to do something like ours, make their own podcast, their own material, but because it has the slightest bit of someone else's stuff or some other inspirational stuff, YouTube Heroes comes along, kicks their ass. I don't know why.
Yeah, and I think an even bigger issue than the YouTube Heroes, which is still in beta, by the way, so it's not widespread. But an even
Yeah, but
bigger
it might
issue,
as well be at that point.
an even bigger issue is the content ID system, where they automatically they have an algorithm that looks for your content and they automatically recognize something that might be stolen. However, they immediately then send that information to the copyright holder, who then usually almost immediately sends a copyright claim against you, and then you're the one that has to prove your innocence, which is opposite from how the legal system usually goes, because YouTube is in the US, so usually you would have to be proven guilty before being, otherwise you're considered innocent. But
Yeah, I know what you mean.
it's
I
the
know the
opposite of a
legal
legal
system.
system, how it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it before. Usually, these people love to do the thing where they're judge, jury, and executioner at the same time with their art and their claims. I don't get it.
Yeah, but at the same time, I understand why they do it. It it's a lot easier for the companies that have these copyrights to do it this way. They have to spend a lot less money to protect their copyrights, and that's why these companies endorse it when YouTube does things this way. And these are the same companies that might put commercials on to YouTube, or they're affiliated with those companies. But
Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
but then the little man, what's he gonna do?
But unlike the movies, these aren't underdog stories, at least not most of the time, you know?
Yeah,
We wish it was the case.
yeah.
Yeah, that's usually the case with this kind of situation. So, back to the topic of art theft. You got anything to add? Any stories, any experiences?
Well, in order to avoid copyright issues, I usually try to make all of my own music in all of my videos. They almost exclusively use music that I've composed or written, and I've also partnered with another music producer who allows me to use his music as well.
That's nice. As for me, I usually either do one of two things. I either use no art until I create it myself, or I find very good art that I appreciate a lot and want to use for a long time. So I personally either contact the creator or I look for them. Sometimes I can't find them, sometimes I do. And basically tell them that I'm going to keep using their art, and I'll tell me like the best way you want to be credited for it. You know, like which type of credit do you want it to be? Do you want me to just say your name? Do you want me to link to your DeviantArt? Stuff like that. That
Yeah,
way I don't have any problems with using it. Because more often than not, good creators know that like for quickfire visual aids and stuff like this, and like not necessarily the thumbnail, but like just small uses of their art isn't a bad thing. Like they usually don't copyright claim you or complain about it because that only gives them more of an audience. I mean, especially when it's just a harmful, like a non-harmful use. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like for me, I usually find stuff like the ones I use for my Skype logo. I usually find really good art like that. I keep them in one of two ways. Either I contact him, tell him to give it to me to use, like just, and I'll keep crediting him forever, because why not?
yeah,
Or I keep it as inspirational material to learn how to do it myself. So after like a month or two, I make my own logo and art piece, and then I just keep using that for the for the logo for, I guess, the rest of the channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's usually the best way for me personally. Like, get an inspirational piece, use it as like inspirational material, I guess, to see what you can do yourself in a couple months, and then just keep using that while crediting the person, of course, so you don't get in trouble. And then eventually, after you get as good as they are, use your own, and then you keep that as your own personal logo.
Yeah.
What else? What else do we got for material?
Material.
Like, to talk about.
Yeah.
Because, to be honest, I kind of ran out of it as soon as I started talking.
All right. So let's keep it fresh. I've got a new fresh meme. All right.
Of course.
It might not be as new as some people think of it, but since it's reached YouTube, it's fresh enough. Although by some people's standards, that means it's already dead. But
yeah,
what I'm talking about is the NPC meme. Let me see if I can get it on stream. Just a moment. So an NPC, of course, is a non-player character.
Non-playable character. Yeah, it's in RPGs, I know.
Yeah, so recently there's been a modification of the Wojak or the Feels Guy meme that has a more...
What the hell's the Feels Guy meme?
It's a dank meme.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Like the description, basically.
Yeah, he's commonly paired with Pepe, sometimes in a friendly, sometimes in a very unwholesome, unfriendly way. But the issue with the NPC meme is that it's got a political implication to it, which is why it's a spicy meme. And kind of dank, maybe not too dank, but certainly a bit spicy. So let me just get it on stream. Oh, that's the wrong folder. Gotta get my pictures folder, my project folder, and where is that Feels Guy?
I do like the fact that
there it is, NPC.
The literal screen is just filled with a bunch of different art. It's pretty cool, actually.
All right. So this here that I'm showing everyone now is the NPC meme. So as people who know the Feels Guy or Wojak meme, it looks like him, except it's gray and it's got a flat expression on the face. So the implication of this is that the joke that people are making is that there are people who don't really have much political agency. They don't think for themselves, and they just do what they're told by their leaders and by their media or by their political party. And because of that, they are considered to be NPCs, where they don't actually think for themselves, but they're sort of running on autopilot based on their surroundings.
That's both very accurate and very cringy at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's clever or just stupid. It's usually both with these kinds of memes.
Yeah.
The internet really just finds ways to combine the most uncombinable things in the world and make it have, like, a lot of sense. It's really just a superpower at this point.
Yeah, so what's happened now is that the meme, of course, expanded. Of course, there's a second layer, second generation to this meme. So several people started posting these memes on Facebook, and they maybe changed their profile pictures and the names of their Facebook accounts to things relating to this meme. So let's say NPC number 17 whatever, or National Progressive Coalition, which NPC. So these people, they started doing this on Facebook, and then Facebook caught wind of this, and they thought that these people were trying to influence the election that is currently happening in the United States. By the way, I voted yesterday, just to let you know. So
for who?
There's about 20 different positions on my ballot, so that's a bit a complicated answer there.
Yeah, that's true, but let's be real. 90% 99% of them either don't exist or don't matter half the time.
Yeah, I
No,
guess.
seriously, those are the real NPCs right now. Seriously, the most people talk about are the people that are voting and the people that are voting for. Everyone else just does not exist.
Okay.
It's the definition of being a background character, except with no personality because they don't even give you a chance to make your own.
Yeah. So the issue was that these memes, they were frequently targeted against ideologues on the political left, and because of that, there was an idea that these people were pretending to be left-wing activists. And because of that, Twitter decided that they were attempting to interfere with the election. So they banned hundreds, in fact, over 1,000 of individuals that were posting these memes.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, so, yeah. But
It's
that's...
one of those situations where you're both not surprised, but not happy that you can guess this stuff correctly. Because more often than not, that's just for me, that just makes me face palm and feel more and more sorry for the world and the universe.
Yes, and additionally, there was an outrage from a lot of people saying that the NPC meme was dehumanizing, that it diminished the value of their humanity by comparing them to non-player characters, and in response...
That's actually ironic.
Yeah.
Because more often than not, that's actually the case.
Yeah.
Most people are real-life NPCs, and also, the more you say this diminishes us, the more you're actually saying, yeah, I'm actually doing that on purpose. Like, you're kind of like making fun of yourself in a way.
Yeah,
rather than fighting back at their comments, making them actually right, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that was the exact response that the posters of these memes had, is that if you actually fought for yourself, and if you're not, if you don't have the qualities that we ascribe to these NPCs, then why would you be offended? Because then it obviously isn't describing you. So,
yeah.
in other words, by trying to defend against the meme, they were implicitly acknowledging the criticism.
Yeah, that's actually funny because usually that's one of my top 3 favorite ways to start a duel, usually. Against anyone, really. Especially on the internet with comments, replies, and stuff like that. Usually people, they love this type of, I guess, a first hook situation where they literally, this is their first attack. They make it so that you can't fight back because if you do, you just prove them right. There are like 15 ways to deflect it while making them look stupid in the long run. But it's always a unique yet kind of hilarious way to fight.
Yeah.
For like trolls, more often than not, it's usually for trolling. Also, it's usually their knee-jerk reaction. Especially, you can easily tell someone's either entitled, a coward, or has no idea what they're doing by literally just doing this. They make it so that you can't fight back because they can't take criticism half the time. And the other half, they can, they just want to be right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep, it's always hilarious.
Yep. This
is literally why I don't go to Tumblr at all.
Yeah, that's how the cookie crumbles. Yeah. So I do go on DeviantArt. You can all find me on DeviantArt. I make art and I post it on DeviantArt. Just a little bit of...
Where is that link though? I'm actually at DeviantArt. I want to give that homie a shout out. Where are you?
All right. Let me just get the link for you.
The spicy memes link.
The spicy memes link.
The Pepe drawings.
Yeah.
That matter because the rest are just cringy.
Yeah, I'm going to drop it in Skype as well as the YouTube chat.
I'm on both.
In case anyone else happens to join, so that they can observe the spiciest memes this side of the Mississippi.
You know what's funny?
What?
I'm actually playing chess while doing this.
All right.
I have DeviantArt, Skype, my recording, talking, what else? Eating, and literally playing chess all at the same time.
Yeah. I can't.
Multitasking like a boss.
Yeah, I can't do too much on my computer at the same time because I'm live streaming, and that's
Yeah,
really,
that does slow it down.
yeah. So let me actually switch over the camera to DeviantArt so that I can explain to everyone what I'm doing. So just a moment. Okay, so now the window capture is on top. And you know what? I'm just gonna make a second window capture. Hopefully, my OBS doesn't soil itself in revolt at what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's actually an accurate representation of what it usually does.
Yeah. So let me just go a nice little full screen. Don't want anybody to see my my bookmarks.
Ah, yes, because just like last time, we remember I forgot his name, his username, but he definitely was accurate or mistaken, usually both.
100% mistaken.
Yeah, but at the same time, you can never just deny it completely because more often than not, that's the case.
Unless when it isn't the case.
True, unless it's not the case, but
all right.
So it's all the same usually to me, you know.
All right.
I can take all the criticism because when you know it's wrong, then it's just basic trolling.
All right. So this is my DeviantArt, and so everyone sees. These are my deviations, as they're called. So here's some
deviation from humanity.
Yeah, my dank memes. All right. So the one you're looking at here is the permanence of cultural oppression. All right. Maybe I should go on to that link. Well, maybe not.
Yeah, it looked like an RPG to me.
Yeah, it's actually based on RuneScape, a game that I play quite a bit. But the permanence of cultural oppression. This piece of art perfectly describes how in today's culture many individuals are ensnared and oppressed by the norms of culture. And of course the joke of it is there's a guy, he's wearing some bronze armor, lowest level armor in the game, and he asks IQ level, and all the people around him say 99. And while 99 is not a bad IQ to have, if I were to say 99, I would be lowballing. So actually,
mine is actually I have 3 types of IQ levels.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds weird, but like, hear me out. Basically, it depends on what type we're talking here. If we're talking proficiency, it's really high. If we're talking general, we're talking normal. If we're talking master race, then we're talking pretty high too. Basically, it depends on what type of usage you use your IQ for. Like, if it's for strategies and like general thinking, like being smart or finding tricky things and tricky ways to get out of situations, mine is pretty OP, mainly because your boy plays all the RPGs and strategy games. If it's just general information, aka not be a dumbass, and just be generally smart about real life, then yeah, it's pretty decent. And then the other form is basically just how smart you really are compared to the rest. And that's just normal.
Yeah, so...
Not stupid, but not smart.
So
by that I mean I'm not, like, super smart, just normal.
Yeah. So additionally, it says, this type of oppression exists in all cultures and is distinct from rightfully applied moral truths. And at the end, of course, a nice praise kek, as all the memers do say. So there's actually a couple of hidden memes in this. For example, if you look closely, you can see that the font that every person uses to speak is slightly different, which is a hint at their individuality, while at the same time they say the same thing, so by that they actually reduce their individuality. And in addition to that, the sun is red, and it has unks coming out of it, such as...
What the hell are those?
this is in specific reference to the ancient Egyptian Amarna period under the pharaoh Akhenaten. And these Ankhs are used in that art style to depict the life that the sun, or Aten, gives to the pharaoh and his family.
When you know way too much and also have a lot of time on your hands, that's the definition of this drawing.
But it's also interesting to note that the Ankhs are actually not extended to the characters in the scene, which means that the life that the sun is giving is not actually reaching them. So they have the sun, but they are not actually illuminated by it. So
that's like, what do they call the reference? That's a euphemism for something. Like, that's what I'm getting at. What's that like analogy?
Well,
the sun shines upon them, but it's not really. What's that?
Well, like, the analogy really is, of course, with light and life. In other words, that these people, the light and the life is readily available to them. However, they are oppressed by their culture and therefore are unable to receive the light that brings true knowledge or the life that really would quicken them and make them more alive.
Okay, that sounds like an interesting analogy.
Yeah, it's a very layered meme. Very layered. So this next one that I'm looking at is also by me, of course. By the way, these favorites, they are MMD models on my favorites because I use MMD. It's Miku Miku Dance. It is a...
For a second, I thought that was Yandere Simulator.
Actually, that model is from Yandere Simulator.
Someone's calling me. Can I stop recording for a second? Thanks.
All right, just a moment. All right, so for those of you who are still there, I would like to say that, of course, I do MMD. However, I'm not very skilled at it, so I don't really know what to say other than that. I do MMD, but I'm not 100% skilled when it comes to the Miku Miku dance. But anyway, that's another note. Let's see. Is there anything happening on stream? Any additional viewers? No, there isn't. There isn't actually anybody watching the stream. And you know what? That makes me sad. Because I was hoping to actually have someone watch the stream. But unfortunately, no one is actually watching the stream. And the sadness that fills me from that knowledge is, I get the feels, man. And when I get the feels, I'm actually literally having tears in my eyes right now, because that's the extent of my self-control. I can choose to be upset. I can choose to be happy. I can choose to be angry. I can choose to be sad. And those are choices that I actively make. I can choose to hate. I can choose to love. And I think that is something, a partially dank meme that I think belongs to everyone, where if you really think about it, you can really choose your emotional responses. If you train yourself, you can choose how you should react, and you can be happy, you can be sad, you can be angry, and you can have a full range of human emotions without having to force yourself, without having to fake it, without being led around by your emotions. You need to take charge of your emotions and be a fully actualized individual who has good self-control and the ability to express yourself with a full range of human emotion as you see fit. In other words, don't allow your emotions to guide your reason. You need to get your reason to guide your emotions. Oh, you're back. All right. Let me just turn you up. I have you muted at the moment. Let me just turn you back up. Hello. There you go.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, back. Okay, so the next piece of art...
Just like the Terminator. I'm always back.
The next piece of art that I'm looking at here is Auge, which is the German word for eye. And anybody that's seen this, I think I've shown you this one before.
Yeah, definitely.
But I haven't done it on stream. Yeah. Eyes are beautiful. They are the window to the soul. But it is important that our identificatory perception of others is not overly engrossed with the eye, for in doing so we fail to perceive the greater whole of a being's physical manifestation. Praise Keck.
Gotta literally put a pause joke in there. Yeah, actually, that's a very accurate statement. Usually that's like 50%, give or take, how I can tell a person's, well, personality. Usually that's how I use it. I kind of look at their eyes and kind of give me all the answers I really need.
Yeah, well...
It's basically a higher version of the Geo technique in Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
You can kind of tell a person's personality through their eyes.
Yeah. However, I'd also think it's important that after you meet someone and you look them in the eye, that's the first impression. You shouldn't allow your first impression of looking at someone really determine all of your following interactions with that person. You need to still understand that although this person might have a problem, it is a whole person that has different parts, different compartments in their personality, and those things need to be understood. So it's important not to just focus on that one thing, but to also see the whole person. Otherwise, you get a very distorted, warped view of them. And that's sort of one of the meanings of this art piece.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty good statement as well. This is also another version of that thing that I like to talk to with people. Basically, the eyes, just like how you say it's the window of the soul, basically for me, that's just the first impressions. Basically, if I'm going to put an art style reference in here, it's basically the sketch for me. It just gives me the outer layer, that kind of personality. Usually it just gives me hints on the way to interact with the person. Through their eyes, I usually see 5 kind of different things. I either say a hope, so childish mentality, or just hopeful demeanor. I see either sadness, which means either dark past or very grief future. I see, usually from time to time, I see entitlements, because that's usually the case with these people online.
Yeah.
That usually allows me to kind of either avoid them or find a different way to, well, just yeet out of the situation, if I'm going to use that meme again. Just basically get out of there. As well as the kind of interaction you would usually have with the person. It's kind of like a future vision or something like that, where you kind of tell what he's going to interact with you, like how he's going to do it and what kind of handshake he uses. Usually when I do that, it's a way to greet the person, because more often than not, in here, 90% of the greetings that you get from people are just either a nod to just say hi, for respectful reasons, of course, as well as just a simple handshake. Usually with most people, like whenever you say hi to someone here, you usually gotta shake the hand of every other person he's talking to.
Yeah.
And at most, that's like the entire interaction. Usually to just say hi, and they just stand there while you talk to your friend, and then they leave and never see them again. So this is why I actually use that technique more often than I should, because usually you don't need it, but like for me, it's needed here, because when 90% of your interactions are just hi and goodbye, you need it in a way, you know? You gotta tell the person, because that way it gives me what I like to call an intrigue level. Basically, with it, I either see if this person is in depth, like intellectual, smart, has a dark past, stuff like that. So that way I put up an intrigue level, which is usually from 0 to 12, or 0 to 100, nigga, real quick. Basically, that way I can tell whether or not this person's interesting to have further interactions with. Because more often than not, you gotta go out of your way to interact with these people again. Because usually they just leave and purposely never want to see you again. So you gotta get that perspective, you know?
Yeah. All right. So this next piece of art is Spirit of Dank. And the description is, this masterpiece displays the true nature of dankness in its meaning, its underlying absence of meaning, and in its esoteric meaning hidden under the absence of meaning, which is hidden under the pretense of meaning. IQ greater than elite, or 31,337, and praise Keck. I'm not going to explain this one, because if I am going to explain this one, then it would ruin the point of the image.
Yeah, plus it'll take 2 hours. So yeah, also I understand, at least for the most part, what this really means.
Yeah, okay.
I use a similar version of descriptions where I usually just say stuff multiple times. Or just like with my explanations of abilities and ways I interact with people, I usually just do that exactly, like repeat different phrases or different meanings, because I want to be very specific, because more often than not, you usually can misunderstand it if you don't get the full meaning, basically.
Yeah. So this next one is looking for collabs. It is a modern art piece made to represent the plight of many video creators on the internet that simply cannot make it big. Praise Keck. And of course, you may notice the A in the word collabs is stylized in a Celtic manner. And the S is actually not an S. It is the German SZ letter. So think of that what you will. But there's not much to explain about this one. And the final one I've got, my first art piece is Talon the Owl, which is my brand new Sonic OC, 100% authentic MS Paint. Praise Keck. Yeah. So there you go. You got a problem?
I'm good. This is one of those situations where you're the protagonist and you got that best friend sidekick homie. And of course, you're both not surprised by his antics, but at the same time, you just can't say no. And I'm in that situation right now. So yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, it takes me a minute to process. This is going to be fun. But I do like the Sonic OC. It is, like, authentic.
Yeah, it is authentic. Yeah, I actually looked very carefully at some images of Sonic to make sure that I got the exact morphology of the Mobians correct.
Also, I do like the Mario gloves. They are a nice touch.
Well, Sonic wears them. So
well, yeah, but usually it's Mario.
Yeah, but if you look closely, you'll notice that it's actually is a claw, a talon, but on the thumb.
Oh yeah, I see it. I was just thinking, what kind of games would he play with the claw machine? What animal would he pick? Like, what kind of plushie would the homie get? You know?
This homie?
Yeah, the owl nigga. What kind of plushie would he get? Like the perfect one, or like the owl one? Maybe Pepe. Maybe a Pepe plushie. That would be a good one.
Oh yeah, nice little Pepe. He's always a safe choice. Pepe.
Yeah, usually. Oh yeah. My God.
Is there a problem?
No, it's just what the fuck. Okay. So I'll tell you, I was playing chess, right?
Yeah.
I was kind of taking the biggest L, literally, because I kind of had to go and leave. So I literally left it with 4-0 for them and me 0. I'm playing against 3 niggas at once.
Oh snap!
Pause on that, by the way. So after I came back, and of course talking about Pepe and the claw machine, I got distracted. I didn't look at my phone, and now I'm just looking at this absolute just destruction right here. The NPC destroyed everybody. No, seriously, it's like I'm 4 to -3. I don't even know how that's possible. There's 2 left, and one took so many L's. Wait, what the fuck? Oh, he actually got killed 50 times. This NPC is bullshitting right now. I'm actually winning without trying. I can't explain it. Wow. Okay, let's get back. I'm amazed, really. Think about it. You leave it as an L, and then all of a sudden he destroys one 50 times. He makes one so cringy, He literally leaves the game, and then the other person just gives the fuck up after seeing the ultimate ass beating going on. So yeah,
Wow.
well, that's how you win without even trying like a pro. Just let the NPCs do their shit.
Yeah.
This is
NPC.
the NPC I'm voting for this year. Like, not even kidding. So
Yeah.
yeah, let's get back to the Pepes.
Yeah, the Pepes. Oh boy. What are some new things going on in these parts?
Oh, you mean for me? Well, I'm actually getting into digital painting for once.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you see, the reason I always loved painting, like not personally in a way, it's more like emotionally. Remember, I use like the observation techniques. So I always love the passion that goes into people's works and the kind of energy that flows within it in a way. So I always wanted to do it, but because I sucked at it, I could never do it. So this is why I actually went for traditional, or more accurate, digital painting. Because traditional ones uses an actual pen, and I'm not good at that.
Yeah.
Also, usually you got to get a lot of sketches done and like 3,500 books worth of paintings to get good. So I didn't want none of that. So I just went with this option instead, the completely online version, where you don't need to spend any actual money nor any actual products, and just go at it like you would in real life.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm actually, I would say, a lot better with physical tools, but
I
maybe
took
that's just
second
me.
place. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. It's usually better because that way you get both versions. By the way, I took second place on this one. Yeah, this guy destroyed everybody's cheeks.
Wow.
After I literally came back, that guy got his confidence back and he beat me. But besides that, he was gonna take that out real quick. So yeah, like I said, usually traditional painting, I would actually get into it, but a little bit later. I'm like the reverse. Most people go with traditional painting. They learn it when they're young. They get good at it, and then they just try online versions for basically all the new features and ways of painting without usually using real products. For me, it's backwards. So
Yeah.
what painting tool do you use, or just painting program or art program, whatever the hell you call it, you use? Which one is it?
I use Microsoft Paint for
I,
most of
I
my
asked
images.
the classic ones, you know?
Yeah, and I also use GIMP.
Oh yeah, you told me about that earlier. It's GIMP, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I still don't know how to use that thing.
it's
For
similar to
me,
Photoshop.
yeah,
But
I know. For me, I use a 3.2-ish types. Let's see. I use Paint.net, which is basically my first ever painting program that I used. I took a nice little hour and a half to make my logo that I do for my channel. Like if you go to my channel, this is the logo, the H&M.
yeah,
I've done it in like half an hour, and I was very proud of it. It's like it looks basic, but at the same time, it's pretty professional for like half an hour art, you know. The second one was it was Krita, the kind of one of the newer ones ish because it's been here for a little while, but at the same time not brand new. And the other one was Photoshop, I think. Yeah, I found it in my class, programming class, I guess. Ish is a programming ish class, and I just spent every break. By then I mean half the class painting. So yeah, it's usually got me good with all three types. So I can make some decent art, give or take. Not really, but you
yeah.
get the idea.
So I actually have a handmade, finger painted painting, and it literally is just my username Anavultus, and
Yeah.
it's red, or I guess a bit more brownish nowadays. But what's special about it is that it is actually made in human blood.
I was about to literally yeet out of that situation. I was literally about to jump outside my house.
No. I didn't hurt anybody.
No, I know, I know. Don't
Yeah,
worry about it. I can
I
tell from the way you said it, you weren't actually like serious. By that I mean you weren't like using someone's blood or hurt someone to get the blood. It was more like something else.
yeah, I happen to have you know how if you have a nosebleed, it bleeds a lot.
Yeah, usually that happens in anime, and
Yeah,
yes, I know it.
yeah.
Even though it shouldn't be physically possible, but take it.
Well, it does actually bleed quite a bit. It doesn't spray like that, but anyway,
Yeah, like Sanji.
I had one on the outside of my nose where it was bleeding, and I had stopped the bleeding, but then I realized, wait, this is actually a great opportunity. So I opened up the wound again so that it would continue bleeding, and then I used the blood to draw my name.
Only, only you and me can make painful situations into progressive situations.
Yeah, yeah,
That's actually a funny thing because more often than not, like 50, give or take, percent of the time with family and friends, they always find that exact same quote with me. They're like, "We're about to yeet out of your life and out of your family, man." Every time because they usually like get this kind of talk in situation where I just find the creepiest and kind of most painful situations, yet kind of turn it into a profitable one somehow. They're both surprised and creeped out. I don't get it.
yeah,
For
yeah,
them, it sounds so alien, but for me, it just sounds so natural. Why not use your blood?
yeah.
I mean, it's pretty good painting style, let's be real. As long as
Yeah,
you don't kill someone to get it, then we good.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it is. I can see why people would think that it is kind of creepy, but I
And then,
assure everyone out
yeah,
there that I actually have. Uh, I do not have any mental illness or any emotional disorder. Just so everyone knows that I am actually 100% sane.
it
Okay.
depends on what type of stain we're talking about. uh, uh, yeah, that's actually a similar thing with me. I always say two types of sane. For me, I always have two types of sane for both conversation, just in general life. Basically, I have no mental disorders, no, well, I'm disabled, but you get the idea. No physical disorders for the most part, so I'm completely sane, but at the same time, I'm completely insane in my own way. The best way for me to say it, it's like the most memeable protagonist person ever, and that's me. At least for my family, that's what I seem like. Because I'm like, to them, I'm like the most craziest person alive. I don't get how they get that idea, but for me, it just sounds like normal internet memes.
It's because you're a furry. That's why.
No, no, actually, they never know. They never know.
Okay.
I never tell them. No, I meant like in general. Like, you know the situation with the nosebleed, right?
Yeah.
Take that, multiply by 500, and that's my daily life. But that's what I mean by that. They see me as like the craziest person alive in a good way, where it's like you're kind of like a fun guy in a sitcom more than a crazy person in the psychiatry ward. That's their way of saying it. Some of them see it in the psychiatry ward, some of it see it as the sitcom. What about you? Which one do you see?
Um, in your life, whether it's a psychiatry ward or a
No,
sitcom.
like personality, the crazy type, you know?
Uh,
The funny meme, Pepe, Mimi, just laugh out loud talking about Frui's persona, I guess.
yeah,
Which type would you classify it? Crazy, out of the ordinary, or just generally the sitcom funny guy that doesn't give a shit?
yeah. The sitcom funny man.
Yeah, I mean, I would say for me personally, it's both. Like, it's a combination. Usually, if I'm having fun, I am the sitcom guy who does not give a shit. But at the same time, if I'm being a little bit more serious, I can go crazy, you know?
All right, all right. So let's turn the dankness of these memes up a little bit.
Yes, Pepe memes.
Who is your favorite character on My Little Pony?
Wait, hold up. Oh shit. Okay, hold up. Give me a minute. I haven't watched the show in like 30 decades, give or take, but 30 decades in internet time. By that I mean like 2 years.
Yeah.
Let's see. Personally, it's one of those shows where it's the middle option. You never like a dedicated fan and watch all of it,
Okay.
but you're never
Yeah.
just the guy who watches it once every 20 years. You watch it from time to time only if you got free time or there's nothing else to watch. That's what I would classify MLP for me is. Also, it's like Steven Universe in a way, where it's 90% of the fun and the entertainment I get from the show is less from the show and the concepts, and more like from just the fan fiction, the art, the stuff that's basically created by the fans. And that's where most of it is. So I wouldn't say I'm a brony, I guess, because I don't actually like analyze the show or talk about characters. What I like is just the fan-made stuff.
Yeah.
Usually the interesting stories and fan fiction that kind of get most writers, their first taste of an audience. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What kind of fan fiction do you like?
All types, I guess. For me, it's like more of the story of the writer, from going a person who likes the show to basically creating their own universe and story out of it, and kind of getting a fan base. Also, for art style, it's the same as my logo: realistic ones as well as cute ones, and a lot of just passionate stuff. Usually, for me, I don't have a set thing to like. Like I said, I usually use the Gyo function, where I just look at an art piece and I just see the energy and the passion went into it, and that's the one I like. Besides that, I don't really got a specification, you know?
Yeah.
Because for me, it's more of the backstory, the artist that put the passion in the project, rather than what the project really looks like. Because I don't go for fuck what it looks like. I more accurately want to see the passion put into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I know
True
what you mean.
dedication. And that's pretty much it. So I guess that's how I would classify myself, A guy who looks at the passion and artwork of the fan base rather than anything else. So
Yeah.
as for I can still tell you my favorite, but more often than not, it's just like an unpopular opinion or just a drunk opinion from 2 years ago, because I stopped watching the crap out of that show. Let's see. I guess Applejack, maybe.
Applejack. All right. What's
Yeah,
special about Applejack?
I'd say okay. I like the entirety of the main six, but more often than not, I would say my top three is Applejack and maybe Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash. What's special?
Yeah. What's special about Applejack?
Well, she reminds me a lot of my hometown family and myself in a way. Remember, most of the people here are farmers. It's even my family. We don't farm, but we're like the farming family. We're countryside. We love our grandparents. We go to visit them once a week or stuff like that. That kind of situation where we just hang out in the woods, not necessarily the dark woods, just in our backyards, play with dogs, that kind of situation. So I guess that's why. I like the family dynamic where they appreciate family more than anything else. I like their personality of Applejack, which is just an honest, hardworking person. Same, that's that's the personality connection. What else? And yeah, I like it for the kind of barn situation, similar to my own hometown. I like the family dynamic, which is the same with my own family, and the kind of countryside family life, as well as the personality of being a truthful and stubborn, of course, and the hardworking person. Same with me. So yeah, I guess that's why. I guess that's why.
Yeah.
And as for the other two, it's a lot of the same thing. I like Pinkie Pie because she's like me when I'm on crack, or by crack I mean just dank memes. Literally, when I'm just surfing the net, enjoying those pepes, and just hauling ass on cocaine. That's the funny part. I'm one of those people who you swear to God is on cocaine, but no, he's just that hyperactive. And I like, let's see, Rainbow Dash because she's a sporty person who knows what she wants and believes that hard work will get her where she is, and she eventually gets it. So I guess, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, I don't really know that much about My Little Pony, so I can't really have a
More
favorite
accurately,
character.
I was talking about what is your favorite. I'll give you something you can't say no to, okay?
All right.
Who's your favorite JoJo's character?
All right. My favorite character in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure would have to be. I like Joseph Joestar, especially in part 2. It's pretty cool. He knows what he's doing. He steals other people's lines. But he does this thing where someone is about to say something, and then he guesses what they're about to say, and then they say it, and then they're
similar
shocked.
to his, I assume, dad or grandfather, because he wanted to be a detective. Yeah, I know. I mean, I've seen the first and second of JoJo. I know what you mean.
Yeah. So
Especially that bar fight. That's, or more accurately, the fight they had at the store sandwich place. I don't know, the place where he was fighting a gang member or a mafia boss, where he was like guessing which pocket had the bare knuckles in it. Yeah, I like that part.
yeah,
Because that's me when I'm fighting in person. Also me, because they make the grandmother cry. They're gonna get their ass beat like nothing else. Literally, I'll literally beat their ass.
Yeah.
That's basically like me in a fight in general terms, like, you know.
All
So I
right.
like that part too. Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
All right, I'm gonna show you all something. This here is my bookmarks. So all of you people who are accusing me of having unwholesome memes in my bookmarks, I'm going to shut you down right now. This is my bookmarks. I haven't changed them at all. As you can see, I also have a session manager for if my computer crashes and I lose all my tabs. But here's this is for my internet. I've got YouTube on bookmark. I've got MuseScore. Wait, no, that's not MuseScore. That's royalty-free music.
Yeah, it's the best kind of music.
And here's a bit of a meme. What did Adolf Hitler think about Christianity? And it's quotes from Table Talks, which is other quotes from Hitler. It has to do with
enemy list.
It has to do with
my enemy list.
yeah,
That's
my enemy
good.
list. It has to do with debating people, and Karl Marx's Communist Manifesto, essays about that from Star Destroyer dot I think it's either com or net, where this person is criticizing Karl Marx's Communist Manifesto. I actually have a physical copy of that. Der Hohen Friedberger, which is a musical piece that I'm looking at the notation at. This is draw.io, where I make charts. I've got the skeleton download for an MMD model from DeviantArt because I used it, so I had a link. Drop it as a song. Because I was using that, I can probably remove it now, but I was using that for an MMD video a long time ago. How to rename the user folder in Windows 8, because that's a hard thing to do, so I had that bookmarked. Why Nazism was socialism and why socialism is totalitarian. Learning more, I think that this is not as accurate as I thought it was back then, so maybe I'll remove that eventually. Converting your file, online converter, convert video images, audio, and documents for my conversion needs, because sometimes my computer can't do that. And the prophylactic extraction of third molars, a public health hazard, from a government website, which talks about why most people actually shouldn't get their wisdom teeth removed, but or why most removal of wisdom teeth is actually not necessary. But
True.
yeah.
Okay, now it's my turn to show you all my bookmarks,
Yeah.
I guess. Because why not? Also, I don't want to be plagiarized. Alright, so, okay, as for me, personally, I got Patreon, because of course I got the homies Patreon over here. I got...
Are you recording this?
Well,
because I can't verify
yeah,
this.
don't worry, I'm recording it. I'll even put screen share on this. I'm gonna go all the way out. Where's screen share, though? Is it this? Am I doing it right? I can't tell.
I can't tell either.
Yeah, because this stuff is slow and glitchy, so you can never tell. Alright. It should work, I guess. Is it working?
Just a moment.
Is it... Yeah, take your time, man.
I'm not... Oh. Okay, accept. And hopefully this won't lag everything.
It probably will. It usually does. So, can you see my, I guess, screen?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Right. So,
it's on
usually
screen
I
now.
just got that, of course, I got the browse, drawing, and paintings, digital art stuff from DeviantArt, because you gotta get that, you know what I mean? To learn painting. I got a bunch of creepypasta and literally just fanfics and just a bunch of
Well, no, those are just your tabs. We're talking about...
Well, yeah, I know, but you gotta tell the homies what you doing on the weekend.
All right.
Alright, so I got my own Patreon, of course. I got Itch.io, which is basically just a place to get a bunch of indie games, which is pretty cool, some visual novels, some RPGs, some classic games that most people make on their own over 6 months, and this is their first game. I got Radiant Sunlight, which is basically just a Tumblr post of a diary. It's really good. It's basically just, of course, an MLP thing. But basically, it's a pretty good story. I got Line Webtoon, which is just a webcomic platform that you find a bunch of cool webcomics in. I got this for, of course, the Cannerla comics. I got this and this, which is basically just places I use to download all my video games. And of course, I got the YouTube forums to check the #1 community of video editing, branding, YouTube, and help sessions that don't actually work, but hey, let's just say it does.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. I got, of course, DeviantArt to browse all the stuff. Like, these are just my. What the hell do you call these? Bookmarks or just stuff you save? I don't know.
Pages you frequently visit are usually down there.
Alright, so Kupo Games is basically just a cool RPG series made by one guy over a span of like 2 or 3 years. He also got his own Patreon. I do love this guy. I love his games. Let's see, I got YouTube, of course. I got a converter to MP3 and MP4, which I use it for all my good quality, wholesome, copyrighted music. I use it for just all my musical needs, as well as just finding some themes so I can use in my videos without getting copyright claimed. I got Flipline Studios, which is basically just a cool game series and a bunch of new games. I got on my Facebook, of course. And I got Dunkum, which basically means my house, your house. It's basically just a movie site that you use to watch all of the movies and series that you want to watch. That's it. That's literally all I got.
All right. Fair enough.
I can stop nagging, I guess, about porn folders. Let's be real, most of us, even if we do have them, we usually keep them in incognito or delete the crap out of them. As for me, I don't, because, well, I don't have any. But, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Oh, so you're very wholesome.
Depends on what type of wholesome we're talking, fam.
Alright, alright.
No, okay, I'm just trolling because I do like to make pause jokes. No, I'm actually very wholesome. Because more often than not, it's one of those situations where it's kind of natural, so I don't really think about it, you know? If you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. I don't really matter to me. For me, I don't, because it's just kind of sometimes a waste of time, sometimes not needed. So, meh, you know. Also, it's one of those situations where it's just like a Friday night. You don't remember, so I have no clue. So, you know.
Yeah, and
also, like I said earlier in the previous podcast, the only unwholesome thing I'm gonna do this weekend is go hug everybody in the fursuit when I do get it. That's pretty much it.
All right.
That and the Pepe memes, of course.
Yeah.
All right, it's your turn.
Oh, I just got a message on Discord. Oh, I've got another person who's thinking about podcasting with me in about, let's see, it would be about 20 minutes now. I don't know.
20 minutes from now?
Yeah, let me see if we can actually do it together.
Yeah.
Let me ask him if he has Skype.
God damn it! I almost said a three-way. I fucked up. What up? Okay, how do you say 3 people podcast?
Three-way.
Really? That's the only way to say it?
What? Is that somehow wrong?
No, it's just the goddamn implications. My God, and the reference to the pause joke. That's all. That's all. It's okay. It's okay. I'm just thinking of something completely different. That's all.
All right. Would you mind moving to Discord if you want to continue whenever he's ready?
I mean, I don't mind. It's just usually when I play with Discord, the audio gets worse for my side, so you won't be able to hear me as much, you know? So this is why I keep it on Skype. We can keep it on Discord. Like, here's the thing. I'll keep it on Skype and Discord. For Discord, I'll just hear you guys. But for me, I'll talk from Skype. So is that okay?
Yeah. What I can do is we can have you... this will be a bit complicated. It
usually is.
Yeah, it is complicated. I can have you on Skype and Discord, but I'll mute you on Discord so that I can hear you on Skype.
Yeah, that's also better as an option, because if you put me on blast on both of them, use it. For me, I just mute Discord in general, which I should probably undo so I can hear you guys.
Yeah, but just saying that the stream that he and I do is a bit more of a political stream. So be ready. Are you capable of speaking about political philosophy?
Of course, and Pepe memes.
And Pepe memes. Although, yeah, that's probably not what we'll be doing on that stream. But
so it'll be less fun, but more entertaining, I guess.
It'll be more serious. It's a serious stream. It's a hello. This is a Christian server. No, it's a
Yeah, I get you. I get you. Christian Minecraft server. I know the joke you're going for.
yeah. It's a dank meme. Sure it is.
Look, I'm alright with going serious. Just one condition.
All right. What's the condition?
You gotta throw the Pepe memes at least every half an hour to lighten the mood. You know.
All right. We might be able to
we'll
do
just
that.
be talking about Trump for 3 hours and nagging and not having that much fun. So you get the idea.
Well, actually, he's got a similar opinion to Trump that I do, where I think that I would have wanted someone else, but he's not as bad as some people say he is. That's my opinion on him.
True, same here. I mean, I don't hate the guy, but remember, unless it involves me personally or affects me, then I'm not gonna fight the nigga and, like, we good, you know?
Yeah, alright. So...
Damn it.
Alright.
Does the guy not have Skype, by the way?
He's saying he doesn't have Skype. That's why I said that we might have to do both.
Yeah, but it's all cool. I wanted to know, you know?
Alright, so I'm going to... hopefully this doesn't lag my computer too much. Alright,
it's lagging mine, and I don't even have OBS on, so yeah, you know it's gonna be tough, but we'll do it together.
Alright.
And Pepe, of course, as support.
Alright, I'm typing to him to join the chat
Minecraft server
for the Discourse Let's Talk server whenever he's ready.
Alright, just make sure to add me so I can join in on the fun. Alright, here's the thing that I want to ask before we start.
Yeah?
Because when I talk through the camera, from Discord's perspective, it cuts most of my audio out. Do I just mute that so you can only hear me on Skype or something else? Because if I do that, it will be good for you, but I don't think he will be able to hear me.
Well, what I think is that you don't have yourself muted on Discord, but I'll mute you on Discord so that when it comes through on my video and we're hearing you, then we won't hear you from Discord, but we'll hear you clearly from Skype. So although it means that he won't be able to hear you clearly since he's only on Discord, he'll still be able to hear you.
Alright. It's just, more often than not, you kind of need the context, you know? You can't just, like, skip half the audio, because if you do, you won't understand what I'm talking about. This is why I need it to be clear.
So let's do a quick test here. Join the voice channel on the Let's Talk, the server.
Oh, this thing? Okay, just give me 2 seconds to click on it and find it. Yeah, here it is. It says voice channels general. Alright. I'll just add myself.
Alright. And let's see if I can specifically mute you. Yes, I can. Okay. So now I've muted you. So, but are you still able to unmute yourself on the channel?
I can't tell. It's kind of glitching, and I usually don't use Discord, so I don't know.
Alright. But anyway, alright, so we're set up for when that starts. But anyway, any other memes you wanted to talk about?
Before we start the other podcast?
Yeah. He might not be able to make it. I don't know. We might be able to go for a whole more hour talking about memes, but it all depends on when he's ready or not.
I really don't have much. For me, personally, I'm just happy that we get to talk, that's all. So, I'm kind of good.
Yeah.
Also, this is that type of situation where this is the most social interaction I've had in 3 decades, so we good.
Wow. Alright, so you generally don't have people you hang out with, or?
No, I do. It's just, I have this thing called incognito mode in both life and internet life, so yeah. You see, it's kind of a technique I've got, which is both good and bad. I'm able to literally go invisible, in a way. Basically, for real life, it's just going incognito or offline for the most part. On the internet life, that's sorry, I confused the two. On internet, I can just usually go offline. That's why I don't get much interaction with online people. Usually because they're just entitled people. That's why. So when I find someone like you, I usually want to contact them or read. What else? In real life, going invisible is the same situation with the other maybe we talked earlier, where I just kind of blend into the background, so no one really interacts with me that much. So yeah.
Yeah.
This is why this is the most interaction I've got, because more often than not, I can't hold a conversation with people for more than 5 minutes. And that's actually not really my problem. Well, it is, but like more often than not, it's theirs for either being too unable to keep up, I guess.
Okay.
Because just like with the Pepe memes, you gotta understand it to completely get it, you know what I mean? If
I know
you
what
don't
you
get
mean.
what we're talking about, then you kind of are bored. Also, people here don't speak English, so I'm kind of fucked when it comes to actually contacting people to talk about interesting topics.
I mean, don't you speak French
Arabic.
and
No,
Arabic? No?
I speak Arabic. I don't speak French.
Okay.
Here's the thing. It's one of those situations where your native language is good enough to talk to people, but not in depth. You know what I mean?
I think I know exactly what you mean, actually.
So when I talk to people, they either talk in depth in French and I have no clue what the fuck is going on, so I just dip, or I talk in depth in English and they don't have no idea what I'm saying, so they right off. You know, that's literally the case. But when I do meet some people from time to time, I usually call them tourist bait because that's literally the case. It's usually just meeting a rare tourist who shows up to my hometown from the US and just finds me interesting because I'm one of the unique people who have 3 languages. But that's kind of the case, you know, it's a rare case.
Yeah.
So usually when I go out, I do this thing where I call it tourist baiting, which just means go around, walk, you know, usually walk, get that exercise, otherwise we're just neats and literally stay at the house all day. Even though that's usually what most people think I do, but not really. Basically, I go there, I look for tourists, specifically English tourists. You can usually easily tell who's an English tourist and who's not because everyone here looks like a generic NPC. They're all black hair, black eyes. They all look, mind their own business. No one talks to anyone. So, you know what I mean. When you go to outside, you meet people like yourself, English speakers who have blonde hair, bright eyes, wear that classy-ass anime shirt, stuff that's so out of the ordinary for people here that you can easily tell he's a tourist.
Yeah,
so I just
classic
find those people. Yeah.
Socks and sandals.
Yes. Oh, those especially. No, seriously. Half of the time, that's what I see, and I'm not surprised, and I'm also laughing my ass off because I do that too. So, like I said, I usually find those people, and then I usually use my tourist bait. Either I see them confused about the languages and have no idea what to do, and then I just slip in, say, "Hi, I'm the translator. I can help you out. Just give me a conversation." Usually just to talk to people, you know, get that social interaction, and I usually help them out. So, of course, plug in my channel because I gotta do that. Because other than those people, no one understands what I'm saying because all my subscribers are family members who only speak Arabic, so they're kind of screwed when it comes to the viewer base. This is why I have such an interaction with subscribers, but such a low viewer base. It's not that they don't want to watch, it's just most of them just don't get it. So, and usually just give me pity views, basically, as I like to call them.
I understand, yeah.
So that's what I do. I plug in my channel, I interact with those people from time to time, and that's how I get new subscribers, as well as just fun interactions with people from my daily needs, I guess. It's like caffeine. You kind of need it to get through the day.
Yeah, I generally actually... a lot of people drink coffee or tea or some other way to get caffeine, but I actually don't. But,
me neither. I actually only drink either milk or juice. Though I gotta be very, very careful with juice because here's the thing. I don't have diabetes, nor am I like allergic to anything, but just like with Pinkie Pie, if I drink too much, yeah, then I'm like on a cocaine rush for the next 2 hours. It's actually kind of impressive. I can literally run a mountainside and back in 5 minutes after I drink like 2 bottles of sugar. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of drinking coffee and stuff, and tea.
Tea is the best.
Yeah. What type of tea do you drink over there?
We got The best kind of tea,
The
the
best.
natural ass tea. Okay, well, here's the style. All right, we got like five different flavors, right,
All
and
right.
five different ways of making it. The good part is it's the good shit. Okay, by that we mean the natural type of thing, the thing that has, just like with art, it's passion. Because
Yeah, I
more often than
understand.
not, we get it from the ground itself and from the leaves. So most people, just like farmers, we usually get it from our neighbors as well as our gardening neighbors and homies the entire time. That's where we get most of our tea. But unlike in the US, where it's in boxes or advertised and other shit, in here, besides that one very popular brand that gets advertised, nothing else gets advertised. It's usually just personally made by you and your own specific flavor. Also, it's very aromatic. It's one of those where it's very simple to make, but very, very good. Just
Yeah,
simple leaves, tea, water, a little bit of sugar. For me, I
yeah,
don't. I like it bitter a bit because if I drink too much sugar, I'm on cocaine. But besides that, it's usually that's all you need. But it still tastes like by far the fucking best because it's a classic. It's just a small cup of tea. You drink it. It's warm. It helps you relax, and then I just all of a sudden, just like with people being drunk, I'm knocked the fuck out, and I woke up 3 hours later not remembering anything. That actually happens to me when I drink tea sometimes. It's so good that it just kind of goes off and literally take a nap for 3 hours.
yeah,
That's when you know it's the fucking best.
yeah,
Have a hard day making YouTube videos, take a cup of tea, relax, take a nap, and then forget all of that.
yeah. So where I live, of course, people have hot tea, and they buy tea in the supermarkets because most people don't grow tea. But uh, there's also something called, I live in the American South, so we've got the Southern style iced tea or Southern style sweet tea. So it's cold tea. It can be hot too, but uh, it also is sweet. So people sweeten it, and sometimes it might have some peach juice in it, so it's got a bit of a peach flavor.
Oh yeah,
Or
actually, I wanted to say something about that. You know the tea that I told you that's very popular, right?
yeah,
The only one that gets advertised. That tea is actually a very specific kind. It's called a combinational tea. Basically, every tea you just talked about, they're all the same in that one teacup. It basically comes through mastery levels. It's basically the way you prepare it, because more often than not, because of the simple way of just it being leaves, water, and sugar, it becomes a more of an art piece where the more unique you are with making it, the better and more unique it tastes. So if you add a little bit of honey, then that's where it gets the sugary taste. If you add a little bit of like fruits and veggies, sometimes you do not like fruits and veggies as in apples and bananas. I mean just like blueberries and stuff like that.
yeah,
Tea, that's where it gets the pumpy flavor. What else? If you can drink it cold and warm, usually it has a different version of each. Warm tea is just with sugar that melts in the cup, as well as just the warm aroma and warm water. Think bathhouse water, except it just relaxes you. You know what I mean? You don't
yeah,
drink it; you just kind of bathe in it. So it's that, as well as the cold type. The cold type is basically the same as like tea bags, where it's just that and water. You don't necessarily, and a little bit of leaves, of course, for taste. But you don't necessarily need to warm it up. You just put it in and just drink it. We usually drink that in summer, where it's just summertime. It's like a cold glass of juice. You just drink it and relax.
yeah. So
So
I just
yeah,
wanted to say that there's also something where you combine tea with lemonade, and that's called an Arnold Palmer, and that's something a lot of people drink as well. But speaking about bathhouse water, in the U.S., it's actually not very common for bathhouses to exist. In fact, I don't actually know of any uh, bathhouse anywhere near where I live. But
well, in here it's the opposite. There's
yeah,
like two or three in every city, mainly because of three reasons. One, we live on a mountainside, so we usually got them good ass chocolate situations. Basically, we're on the side of the mountain. The ground is warmed up with coal or something else, and we just get that good ass anime sauna situation. Or we usually just go because we live in a ravine style situation with the mountainside, we get a lot of rainwater. plus a lot of like dam situations where there's a huge dam, it's a lot of water. Except the difference is that it's not concrete and blocking off on the other side of the city. It's more like trees growing on that situation, where it's just like a waterfall. It's pretty. We usually use that. That's actually a very popular tourist spot. We usually use those types of water, very unique ones, because they interact with the soil and the earth and stuff like that, for bathhouses. Normal ones, where it's just your personal one, not necessarily in the building. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's like rainbow water in a way. We don't sell it like it's rainbow water. You just go collect it and use it for bathhouses. It's pretty unique, and it's like 3, 4 every city, give or take, depending on which type. If it's countryside, then they got 3. If it's city, then they only got 1, because the pollution and stuff like that kind of blocks off the aroma, as well as the nature preserve situation. You know, if there's too many buildings in the way, it blocks the situation.
Yeah. So I think this is where I will stop the stream and
Start a new one.
start another one. It won't be a stream though. I'll record it and then upload it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But we gotta have that outro ready just in case.
All right.
You know.
All right. Outro. You go first.
Okay. So I hope you enjoyed the show, everybody. As you know, we got all the Pepe memes and all the spicy memes, as well as one very important thing. Now, from now on, you no longer need to ask about the tags. The homie is clean. So am I, so you don't need to nag about it. Also, yeah, this is just my basic outro, I guess. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want more, remember this is a weekly series. If the homie can get it, then we can get it together, you know what I mean? Like, if you can get on it every week, then I'll be here waiting for your ass to make more memes. As well as make sure to support both of us on Patreon. Depends if you got one. You got one Patreon?
Yeah,
plug that in.
I do.
Okay, so say the name, I guess.
Yeah, you can see it in the description of most of my videos. I've got it linked.
Alright, same here, but I'll just say the name anyway. So support me on Patreon. It's the same as my name, so I can make better and stronger videos for you guys. Hit that like button as you always do, and I appreciate you for it. If you like this content and you want more of it, because we do need that feedback. And of course, subscribe to the homie so I can get better art and more Pepe memes, and for me, so I can get more confidence with these collabs and maybe even make my own Pepe memes. And yeah, I love you guys, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Yeah. And thank you all for watching, and we will be seeing you all next time. Anavultus over and out.